Hello, Keith.
Hi, Rick. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good,
When
man.
you back from New York, by the way?
Dude, with this pandemic, man, I don't know when I'm getting back, man. Like I'm just really enjoying it wherever I am. It's a party, just
Attaboy.
I'm sprinkling kindness here in New York too, Rick. That's what we do. That's what we do.
That's it.
Like, what's your superhero power? I tell you the story about. Let me tell you the story real quick.
Sure.
There was this. We were at the track. It's years ago, and my friend Tommy. At the time he was married. He had two small kids. He had this one kid named Landon. His son Landon. Landon was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and I'm assuming that he hasn't been around many people of color. His family's Caucasian. So we're at the track, and he walks up to me because I'm the only person, African American person at the track, and I'm leading the workout. And so he walks up to me, and he's talking to his aunt and his dad, and who are also at the track about to do this workout. And he says, "Dad, asks his aunt, like, what's like? Look at his skin, like it's different. What's different about it? Why is it that color?" And so she's like, "Well, let's ask Keith."
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's like, let's ask Keith. And it's like, hey, she's like, ask him, Landon, like, why is your skin that color? Oh, the brown? Oh man, that's because I'm a superhero. Like, you didn't know that? I'm a superhero, man. That's why I got the brown skin. And so he just loved that, man. And so we just had the best time, man. It was just awesome. So yeah, man, one of my superpowers, and it's available to everybody, it's called sprinkling kindness. And so that's what I do, try to do every day, all day. The practice certainly helps. So Rick, the conversation I thought we would do, or the topic would be, you don't have to change your life, just change how you live your life.
Mm. Jeez, Keith, wow.
Clock's ticking, go. Go.
Jeez. Well, I think honesty is a good place to start. And that's that, and it sounds like a wonderful platitude, but it's hard as hell. Honesty is very difficult, whether you're talking about being tactful and white lies, you're talking about big lies and keeping secrets about money or loving somebody else or whatever. I mean, honesty is, I think, the first place to begin. I think that for me, honesty has been a real struggle, partly because what I was taught as a child was never to hurt anybody else's feelings. And so I went overboard with that. And in my relationships, that hurt me in my early years because maybe I wouldn't feel something for the other person that they felt for me, but I'd lie about it and would continue on for months or a long time. And I wasn't in it, but I wasn't fair about it. And I was lying to myself and lying to her. And it was just a mess. So it took me a long time to figure out that lying really is a big, big problem. I suppose that's obvious to everybody else.
I mean, it could be
What about
obvious.
you?
It could be obvious, but you keep doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I did. I
Yeah.
kept doing it for a long time. I hate to say it, but it's true.
Yeah, for me, it just, again, I got to the point to where I suffered enough. And it was through that suffering. And I was suffering because I kept thinking that, I'm going to change this about my life or change this about, everything really external, whether it's about the way I look or whether it's, some people is losing a few pounds or, let me get these wrinkles gone or let me get a better job. Or when I get the promotion, whatever the case may be, any of the life situations, I get on the other side of this health situation, life will be better for me.
Mhm.
And, or, whatever it is, once I get through this Arizona summer and we get to the fall weather, then, life will be better. Whatever that is, man. All I know is from where you are now to this thing that you think exists in the future, because it's only the now, whatever that is, there's a whole lot of living to be done. And so instead of delaying that living, I went through enough suffering with that delay, and I said, I'm going to live in the now. And to live in the now and be peaceful and create an opportunity to experience joy and love and bliss and all those things what it required me to do was to change how I live life, not change my life, but change how I live my life. And in doing that, life just automatically changes. It's amazing how that works. But it's not the other way. Most people think it's the other way. I change my life, and then the way that I live will change. If I change this, I get this promotion, I have more money, and then I'll start to change my way of life. That's the way to do it. But all you're bringing is, at least for me, I was just bringing my conditioned self to a more fluent zip code. I was bringing my conditioned self to a higher salary.
Good way to put it.
I was bringing my conditioned self to a new city or a new relationship. But all I'm bringing with my conditioned self is all my melodrama and all my things from the past and scars and stories and narratives. But once I freed myself, literally cut myself out of that cocoon that I'd been wrapped in, the SIP wrapping. I don't know if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, where they get a hold of Frodo and this big spider just spins him in this web. I was spent with all this conditioning just wrapped up. And once I had enough suffering, and the suffering gave me the motivation to cut through all of that conditioning, it didn't matter where I was. Job, no job, volunteering, getting paid a salary, in a relationship, not a relationship, or working, a relationship could be better, partner on the path, partner not on the path, kids in this space, kids not in it. Didn't matter, man. As soon as I changed the way I live, life changed. And it was as simple as that, period.
So profound. That's so profound. The circumstances are always going to be there. The circumstances that you don't like are always going to be there. To the extent that you have judgment and you expect the circumstances to change, you'll always suffer. When you realize that your reaction to the circumstance is all that counts, then you'll stop suffering, and you'll get better at acceptance, detachment, and you'll get better at knowing what you can change, and you'll live within yourself. It's not like you're trying to be a superhero and changing circumstances that can't be changed. I really admire that example, Keith. That's a wonderful it's a wonderful thought. And I found myself that the more I let go of my own investment in people liking me or not looking like a screw up, the more I get rid of that feeling that I have to appear that way. And the more kind I am to others, just for the sake of kindness, because it feels good to be kind to others, the better I feel about myself and the better my life goes. It's so interesting. It's just that, as you say, it's just a little tweak. It's just a difference in perspective. Instead of trying to mess with the circumstance to make my life better, I have no opinion about the circumstance, and I just decide this is what I can do in relation to that circumstance. This is all I can do. This is it. If there are things I can do, I do them. But if there aren't, then I recognize that and try to live within myself and accept that and let it go.
Oh man, you nailed it, Rick. Just letting it go and just coming back to whatever is out there. That's not the answer. It's all inside. It's all inside, man. And when I made that my focus and my sole focus, it's just amazing how life just opened up, man. I mean, the peace just rushed in, man. It's like when in my bedroom, I have blackout curtains. I like it completely dark. I don't want to see my hand in front of my face. I like it completely dark. Man, when you just pull back the curtain just a bit, that light rushes in. And that's exactly what has happened when I started working on when I started to make, freeing myself from suffering and living a peaceful life and being so committed to that. When I made that the only thing, and what helps me get that, and I've said this I've said this before, the practice is what every day sets me up to do that. When I made that the only thing, man, life just changed. It is wonderful, man. I mean, Rick, to live a life or spend a day, a moment with no obsessive thinking, worry, anxiety. That's how I live my life. Rick, I mean, why would I go back? I mean, people ask me like, so do I do the practice on vacation? Why wouldn't you? I mean, okay, it's a good vacation, but why don't we take it to level 1,000? Why don't we take it up here? Like, why would you? Do I do it on the weekends? Why would you? I mean, seriously, like if your weekends are already all that, why not take it to the next level? I mean, like, oh my God, well, my relationship is great. Let's make it even better. I mean, like, it's like when people say to me, like, I don't know about this climate change. Well, let me tell you what's not a bad idea, or what I can't get enough of: more clean air. Like who says no to that? Like seriously, man. I'm just like, yeah, every day.
Yeah.
I mean, so my weekends were already good. They are awesome now. I mean, and like when life does show up and it's a challenge, guess what? I just take intelligent action to the challenge. I don't suffer through it. Like, dude, I mean, to live life in that way, and life didn't change, man. I just changed the way I live it. And it's available to everyone, man. Man, when you and a few of our friends introduced me to this, it took me a while, man, because I was still rooted in that conditioning, but I was listening. And then I needed one more thing to happen. You know what that was?
Yes.
Suffering. I needed a little more suffering. So when I see people like suffering and they don't, get on the path, whatever the path is. And what I mean by the path, not knowing it, but walking it. So if your thing is to be really committed to your church, fantastic. When you're not in prayer, how you treating your neighbor that doesn't look like you, doesn't think like you, that's walking the path. A lot of us know it. Are you walking it? So when I had enough suffering to where it was enough, and people, I see them suffering, and they're like, man, they did their practice, whatever it is, and then they stopped doing it. Why? They haven't suffered enough.
That's right.
When will they stay committed to the path? When they've suffered enough.
Yeah, that's right.
And that became true of me, Rick. And now, man, dude, I can't turn it loose. I cannot turn this loose. It's amazing. Rick, talk about superhero. Talk about superpowers.
Yes, yes.
Dude, it's amazing, man.
Yeah, man, I love that story. I love hearing all of these things from you and your progress in life and what lessons you've learned and how you share with other people. And for folks who don't know, what a path you've had, Keith, what knocks you've suffered and how many times you've come up for air. And it's just a wonderful thing to see you so happy now.
Oh, man, Rick, thank you. You contributed to it, my friend. I love you, Rick.
I love you, buddy. Take care.
Okay, thank you.